I love this woman, and you do too. It is still tomato season here in Minnesota, and you may want to try something new with your garden. Tomatoes. Joining us with one of her favorite recipes, our foodie queen, the one and only. Say hello to Stephanie Hansen.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Seattle.
I was going to say hello. Say hello to your friends in Washington.
My friends at Amazon. My niece works there.
Nope.
Hello.
Hello, Amazon.
You guys, Seattle, you're going to love us because you have a great maker community there. We talk a ton about makers. We're going to make some stuff.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Stephanie is our foodie queen. We don't do a lot of food segments. We only do it because Steph is wonderful.
Thank you.
We're not a food show kind of show. But tomatoes are all over the place.
Well, and okay, I've been at my cabin for 10 days harvesting, and I've decided that I'm not a farmer because it's too much work.
Okay.
Holy cats. I planted tomatoes from seeds, and then I planted them all, and I waited all summer long. And then the tomatoes started coming in, and right away I started having a panic attack because there were so many.
Can I tell you, because Stephanie does a radio show, you guys can download the podcast. It's called Weekly Dish. And I was on following your show this weekend, and I looked at your co-host, and I said, "Oh, where's Steph? She's harvesting." That's a phrase I never thought I would hear in relation to you.
I know, it's so true though. I have to harvest. I have like a 2-week window before it starts to get cold up where I am. So, okay, I had 2 types of tomatoes, right?
Okay.
I had early girls and I had just cherry tomatoes.
Well, what is an early girl?
An early girl is a tomato that's supposed to get ripe like end of June, July. I'm in a zone 3 cold climate. So literally I started getting tomatoes about the 3rd week of August, and then it'll freeze this weekend. So you have 2-week window, you got to get them all. I'm out there like a squirrel getting nuts. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then you have I had literally 3 giant bushels of them. And then it's what to do with all these? Well, when I first started out, I was a rookie, and I would cut onions, and I would make a little sauce, and that would take 8 tomatoes, and I'd be stuck with 180 more.
Yeah.
So I got this fast, down and dirty way to make some sauce that you'll use lots of ways.
Here we go.
So, okay, if you're doing cherry tomatoes, you put them in a pan like this.
Get a shot.
You don't even have to cut them. You just put them in the pan. Put a little olive oil, a little salt. If you feel fancy, you can put basil or oregano, but you don't even need that.
Okay.
If you have smaller tomatoes or regular sized tomatoes, you just cut them in half, okay?
Now that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, that's beautiful, not doing it. I would just eat those. I'd put them on a crostini.
Well, and that's the thing. So these are the finished product, and here's all the things you can do with them. You can, like you said, put this on a cheese platter and on a crostini, and maybe put a little honey or a little drizzle. And you can have sun-drieds. You can serve them alongside risotto. You can serve them alongside grilled meat. These, again, same thing. You could put them over a pile of brie, and you can melt it a little bit and put a little basil. You could have a caprese with a roasted tomato. You could blend them up for soups, for salads, and that's what we're going to do today.
Okay.
I end up with so many of these tomatoes, I started freaking out again. I was like, I cannot let one go to waste because I feel like my efforts are important.
I think maybe you need a cocktail up there at
the
cabin.
Please. That comes too. Believe me. I do not miss an opportunity for a cocktail.
I know. So, I've been with you.
Oh, yeah. So you can take your tomatoes that you've dried.
Okay.
And you can put them just in your blender. This is my fancy blender, but at the cabin, I have a terrible blender that I literally almost burned out the motor this weekend. It was smoking every time I used it.
You just had a lot of drama at the cabin this weekend.
I did. And I had to close it all up, so now I'm back to my daily life.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going on a van trip, but you know.
Stephanie spends half the year, by the way, new friends, in a van.
I have a van, and it's not down by the river.
You should go to Washington.
I'm going to go, that's a next trip. I want to go to those islands out there, the San Juan Islands.
Okay.
Okay, so Jace, we put our little tomatoes in here.
Okay.
And I'm embarrassed to say, because it's not really a recipe, you just blend it up.
That's it?
That's it. And then you can freeze it. You can can it. These I can because I literally have 22 of these.
You have 22 of those?
I do. and then I have some small ones, and then I have sun-drieds, and then I have baggies. Like, it's just been exhausting.
You have, Steph, I don't mean to, you have you and your husband in your house.
That's true.
That's it. How are you going to go through 22 cans?
Here was my secret of what I did last year.
Okay.
You know how people give cookies for Christmas?
Yeah.
We were in the coronavirus pandemic. Everybody was eating. I made soups. So I made roasted basil tomato soup, and I brought soup to everybody all holiday season. I did soup drops. And I got rid of all my tomatoes.
How Little House on the Prairie is that?
I know. One person that we both know kind of almost cried when I showed up at their doorstep because it was a hard mental health year, you know?
Yeah.
And you saw someone and you were like, hello, it's so good to see someone.
Oh.
So anyway, I made you some sauce.
You've been to my door before and I haven't quite reacted like that, but that's fine.
Not during the pandemic.
Not during the pandemic. Well, this is great. This is easy. Anybody can do this.
Yes, and if you feel like it's a little thick and you want it a little thinner, just throw some of your raw tomatoes in there. They're very juicy, and it will make it have a little bit thinner consistency. You take this, you can make roasted tomato basil soup right from this with some cream, or skip the cream if you're vegan and do chicken broth. You can use this as a base to make like tomato sauce, so put your meatballs in there. You can use it for chicken tinga tacos. Put a little Indian seasoning in there.
So if you were to do, we got to go, but if you were to make soup, you just take that base right there in the blender, add some stock of your choice.
Yep.
Heat it up, bada boom, bada bing, spice it up, you have soup.
You're done. It's the easiest thing in the world.
Well, that's fantastic. The tomato queen, everyone. She's the queen of the harvest, Stephanie Hansen. Everything that she talked about this morning is on her website, stephaniesdish.com. We'll also be posting it on the Jason Show Facebook page. Follow us, please. Just go to Facebook, search for Jason Show TV. More with Hansen when we come back. Back in a moment. It's easy. That's fantastic.